University of Maryland.
Then you guys need to recruit him now.
Don't worry, I'm sure that as an Olympic Regional Training Center, we're out to help kids, and they can go wherever they want to. I mean, just look at Kyle Schneider.
Well, Malcolm was like ready, set, go! And he was in on the takedown.
He was ready to go.
He's going to let him go again.
I think his opponents still don't know what's going on a little bit. He's probably just now caught on.
Well, we'll see here soon.
See if he's in good position. Oh, come through with that.
Oh, nice reshot there on Joe's part.
Yeah, I tell you what, Joe's not laying down. He's ready.
He's got some fire in him.
It should be a good one.
Well, I think Malcolm's a big, tough, strong kid, and
yes, he is.
Looking to make the transition into college. I think his dad was talking earlier about him potentially going to a private school. There's some great ones in the D.C., Maryland area where he's located, so he's got some options.
Yeah, well, Malcolm definitely needs to keep that movement going, get his guy off balance. Always say fake, pause, and take.
Yeah.
Fake, pause, and take. Get him off balance.
Right.
And then blow through.
Yeah. What Joe's doing.
Wow. Look at this kid. In freestyle, we've already had a couple of other scores and the match be over. But here, 13 seconds, coach is telling, keep him down, keep him down.
Nice follow through off of the takedown by Malcolm.
Yep. So we're up here 4-1 with about 13 seconds left to go. Malcolm leading. But I tell you what, I love Joe's energy here.
Yeah, definitely. Right there, gets a little suck back, gets that. You can get that quick near fall points, especially with those guys. I'm a firm believer of wrist control, hand control type of movement when you're on the bottom. But when you flail your arms around and you sit back, you give your opponent an opportunity to score on you.
Okay, Joe Romero picked bottom, and Malcolm decided to bring up to the feet. So our score is 4-2 here.
Yep. Malcolm definitely has nice movement, both feet and hands moving at the same time, which is very good.
While staying in your stance.
That's right.
Yeah, good lateral movement.
Now we got
a headbutt.
It looks like some blood.
Oh, it's definitely dripping with it.
Yeah.
Blood's coming down.
Bloody nose going on here.
Mike McCormick, one of the top officials in the country, NCAA Division I, and also Kurt McHenry, former George Mason wrestling star in the corner, and Tom Kilburn from...
Yeah, it's pretty impressive staff indeed. Now, what do you say to Joe Romero here as a California coach after seeing the way that Malcolm's wrestling? What kind of advice would you kind of give him?
I'm saying, because what I see in Joe is a desire to win. He is not afraid. So right there, big points, and I'd say bright future. Concerning the match, let's keep a nice stance and look for your best shot.
Okay, right.
I think the tempo, if he keeps that tempo going, he's going to wear his opponent down.
Okay.
We definitely don't want another fall, but definitely keeping good position, looking for your best shot.
Right, to kind of change that momentum.
Because, from watching it, he's getting out-wrestled. So then the adjustment would be keep a nice stance, stay low, watch that double, keep my hand on the mat, and look for my favorite shot.
Yeah, I think that's great. Let's see if he makes that kind of adjustment we're talking about here. And it looks like he's definitely looking to shut him down here. Kind of like you were talking about, Coach.
Oh,
but he's got to get
right
on the
there. He's got to get right there on that double. It's got to be more explosion with those hips. It's kind of, if you ever watched the Jordan Burroughs tape where it's phenomenal to see it. He does explosion. He can be on both knees, and they just work that explosion right there. 2 hands, 2 knees, he explodes. 2 hands, 2 knees, explodes. He runs. The power is right there in his hips. He doesn't even need to stand up, man.
Man.
Oh, if he can lift. No! Wow!
There's a 2-point takedown right there on the edge.
Wow.
Joe Romero.
Just like that, tied score.
they're going to have to do a blood timeout again. But anyway, that was great wrestling. You know, Joe did a nice, he kept wrestling. And from observing this match, Joe Romero is definitely strong upstairs. Okay,
right.
So we really want to stay on the legs and finish from there as much as we can if we're Malcolm. Definitely Malcolm's out wrestling him. And then the favor is for Malcolm to get a shot, stay on the legs, don't go from the waist up.
Yeah.
Let's stay on the legs, and then he has this match.
Yeah.
But now we got to make sure he gets away.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. And I think I kind of saw that transition you were kind of talking about, going back, staying in good stance. As his first period, he was a little wild with his hands. After that break, he went back in good stance and staying in good position in wrestling through. And definitely right there, that's good adjustments on the coast, kind of what you're talking about.
And then I just want to add this in. You could see why it's important to have your young wrestler experience freestyle, experience a little bit Greco-Roman, because what that does is it makes you well-rounded in a plethora of situations. And so there, had he known how, he almost threw him the wrong way.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if you know how to throw, then of course, you know, we're going to put him on his back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Malcolm right now, if Joe did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He picked up the pace, he picked up the tempo. With Malcolm needs to come back out. He needs to slow it back down. He needs to get in his position, in his space, and allow himself to wrestle his match. Don't wrestle your opponent's match. We always say that. Don't wrestle your opponents, wrestle your match. And if that means slowing it down a little bit, slow it down.
I would say, you know, if I'm coaching Malcolm, let's keep great movement and make sure you finish on the leg.
Right. Right, because, I mean, one thing I'm definitely getting from Joe Romero is this kid kind of has an unknown factor.
Yeah.
You know, Malcolm looked like he's out wrestling, but this kid also has that little desire factor.
He's having fun.
And he's just going out there to do the best he can. And I mean, that's something that's hard to coach, and
that's huge. Yes.
And he's definitely taking advantage of it. Listening to coaches, making those little adjustments, and bringing the energy. I mean, looking for the first period, and right now, it's a completely different match.
And I want to say that Romero, his confidence comes from his strength.
Right.
So we're done with blood time. 1:11 left on the clock. I'm sorry. 107. 1:07 left on the clock. Malcolm he's in the bottom position, have that takedown on the edge of the mat there. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he has to get away here, because it seems to me if it goes back to Romero's choice, he's going to pick bottom, and Malcolm has showed no interest in riding throughout the match.
Well, I think so. The third period comes, it goes back to Malcolm.
Okay, does it go back to Malcolm?
You know, this might sound mean, but this is the old days where they just used to tape our noses shut. I just heard it in the background.
I think that's actually before my time, you feel.
Oh, it's before your time. I remember.
It's one. I don't know what state Field moved to.
They just taped us. They just taped our noses. Taped it right around your headgear. Well, right now I'm being attacked by Kurt McHenry Jr.
No, right there.
Well, you know,
hey, Akil, you might be right.
And there you go.
Look like we got the nose tape going on.
Like I said, I've been around the block a couple times.
I thought I've seen it all, but I've never seen that. I tell you what.
I've been around the block a few times. It's hard to breathe at this point, though. A lot of mouth breathing.
I'm pretty serious. I've never seen that. I've wrestled a lot of places.
Yeah. Haven't wrestled where I've wrestled then.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. It's the Boondocks.
Wow.
And now the coaches are getting into the blood time left. And, you know, there is a difference, though, because
stop the blood.
The blood time should be stopped prior to. So there is a mistake in how the operation of the clock is. Once the blood is stopped, it's considered cleanup once the trainer is involved. Kids right now, they have unlimited time for blood. As long as they stop the blood, the rest is considered cleanup.
Right.
This isn't like an injury time. There should be no, difference. Now, a younger me.
48 seconds left here in this match. We got a reversal situation. Reversal situation.
Oh, no.
And
Man, I would have gave him.
they're saying no change there in the action.
That was kind of tight.
Yeah, it was tough. I probably would have went with the one escape.
Yes.
Especially
there. I mean, you see that a lot.
He's looking for the 2 reversal. I think he needs it. Now, right there, the referee needs it. He's staying right back on the heels. He's staying right back. He's got to make it.
Now, Joe Romero's got to definitely try to.
If he does the same thing here, he might
to be called.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
He's going waist to ankle. It's the same thing, same position. That's locked
nice
in.
tight wrist.
Wow.
Wow. About 14 seconds left here. He's got the wrist control,
Romero's
good pressure
strong.
on top. You know what? I think we're going to have a ride out here.
No.
Man, you almost want to call.
That boy is definitely strong.
Yeah, he is. Well, it looks like it's going to, and if you're Malcolm, really the match should go to Malcolm, definitely better on the feet. Just some good movement, get a nice quick takedown, and that's it.
But like they say, it only takes one time. That one mistake changes the course of the match. Malcolm is up 4-2. He gives the guy 2 escape points. And right there on that edge, right where that throw happened,
all of that was positional wrestling. So, Malcolm, that's something he could learn from.
Yep. So right now, I'm taking down. There you go. I'm taking down in this.
Oh, yeah. You have
you
to.
got to take down here.
You have to. I mean, you got to take down here if you're Malcolm, especially with Joe riding the ankles.
Right.
Kind of put the pressure on him.
He might reverse him, actually.
What? I'm sorry. Oh, whoa, wait a second. What happened? How'd this happen? No, it's they've messed it up. He let him up for the point. No, it's this side. It's Virginia's. It's definitely Virginia's.
It's Red's choice.
Yeah, definitely Virginia's choice. That was kind of awkward. You know what, though? You got to give it up to our table help. They're volunteers. They are people that are dedicated family members that are here, on their own expense. So definitely, they might make a mistake here and there.
Wow! Wow!
Whoa!
Wow!
Is just strong.
No change.
That kid is strong.
That is some determination. That is some determination there. I thought he was out.
Okay, on the switch.
Oh, wait a second. Now he's letting them up for one. Now the pressure's on. Malcolm can't get a stall warning. He has no stall warnings coming into this.
Well, here goes the desire of Joe Romero.
Yeah, he's definitely picking up the pace going forward.
Like, if I'm Malcolm, I'm shooting without this guy getting an underhook.
Right.
Like sweep shots.
He's got to be careful here.
Sweep shots.
Yes.
He can't back up.
Yeah, Malcolm definitely has to make that adjustment here because, like you said, Joe's definitely seems to be the stronger athlete.
Right there on the leg. Right there, he should have had 2. He's a simple slide behind. Didn't get it.
Oh,
now he's walking back. It's that mental aspect now. Here's where the mental part comes into play. You've got 57 seconds to get it done. And the referee is going to be looking for that stall. He's going to be looking, but I like Malcolm. He got back into position, got his back to the center of the mat. Now right there, snap and spin.
Oh, they're going in.
Little headbutts there. This is where you get excited about wrestling.
Blood stuff.
He got injury time this time.
This is his first injury. Now he cannot take another injury call, loses position, right? He has to get in position. Injury time now? Okay. This is first injury time. First injury time. Okay, he's got 1:13 on the injury clock right now. You know, and that's why I told you guys, when they tape that nose, it gets tough to breathe.
Right.
It restricts your breathing. It messes with your head a little bit, you know.
Right. I mean,
although you're doing it, yeah.
Definitely provides a little adversity there. Kind of test Malcolm here mentally like we're talking about.
Now, as my dad once said, if you're going to use injury time, use it all. You better use all of it. Oh! What? Now that's Greco, baby.
Go.
2 near fall, and he's still on top. 2 takedown, 2 near fall, and he's still on top. Wow.
A great counter there by Malcolm to get the takedown in the back points. Now with 30 seconds left to go, he has to make sure he wrestles smart and not give up any big points here.
Look at that.
Man.
Float, 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 snap.
And he gives up the reversal here.
There's no, I don't think he's awarded an escape point yet. I don't think.
Yeah, he did.
Did he award a skateboard?
Let's go, Malcolm!
Yeah, they're up.
Why is he going to take? Hands down!
Hard fought match.
Wow.
I got to give it to Mr. Ramirez, though. He did come out. He was active. He was challenging his opponent.
Wow.
That kid's first tournament outside of the state of California.
Boy, he's a competitor, though.
Yeah, he definitely is a competitor, and kind of reminds me of Rocky a little bit in the way he kind of fought his way back, got himself back in the match, and I think he's the kind of kid that gets better from here on out.
You know, that match right there is what we call that game-changing match, where kids turn the corner. He may be an out-of-state kid. He may have never wrestled outside the state of Maryland or out of the state of California, but he has now put himself into